Hi, and welcome to Practically Creative. Today, I'm going to attempt to show you how to make a horseshoe dream catcher. First, we need a horseshoe. I've got about 4 yards of a crafting string, if you want to call it that. So, to get started, we are going to start with a knot. So we're going to do a double knot, and when I'm all done, I will be putting just a touch of Gorilla Glue on the knots and trimming off well, actually I can do that now. Just trim it down a little bit. So we're going to put that to the back, to put my knot to the back. And then we are going to wrap it. Oh, I don't know. How many times do I want to wrap it? 1, 2, 3. There, so I actually have 5. Now we're going to take it over to the other side. Okay, and we're going to go to the other side and wrap that. I start with 4 yards is quite a bit of string, but I start with that much because I don't want to get to the middle and run out and have to do a knot. On the back here, I'm going to kind of tuck that underneath that top line. Pull that, kind of pull that over. And this will all come down as I go around and make the webbing. So now we're going to, this is the needle I use. So this works quite nicely for me. I have no idea what this bent needle is called, but we like it, so I use it. Okay, so we're going to start, and you can do this a couple ways. You can just keep wrapping around the outside of the horseshoe, or you can go in all the holes, or you can go in a few of the holes. So for this one, I'm going to leave my top holes open because that's where I'm going to put the string to hang the horseshoe from. So my first one, I am going to go into that hole, and it's the exact same stitch for all the way around this shoe. So once you kind of have this stitched down, you're golden. And I like to wrap my shoe, the string around the inside. You can wrap it the outside, whatever you like the looks of. See, this is where it gets tricky on how to show you what I'm doing. So we're going to go, now we're going to go behind that. See how that sort of just makes a tight little knot. Again, I'm going to go inside. And go behind and down. And you just continue to do that. All the way around. Now when I get to the middle here, I'm going to wrap it I'm going to go wrap it around the shoe itself because there is not a hole. And then I'm going to go behind. Hook down the table. And then we're going to keep our knot right in the middle. All right, again, we're going to leave that top hole open for what we're going to hang our Dreamcatcher from. So now we're at the top. So we're going to basically treat it the same way as we did the bottom. Okay, so you're up at the top. And then you just do the exact same stitch. You keep working your way around on all of these stitches until we get towards the center, and then we're going to put beads in the center. And you always want to hold your string tight as you work your way around. Now if you want, as you're getting down closer to where you're making your stitching is getting closer together, feel free. I'm going to skip this one right here just because I want to. And remember, not all spider webs are perfect, so whatever you choose to do, I'm sure will be beautiful. Although what I do on one side, I do try to do the same on the other. Right, so we're getting to the end. I have these 3 pieces that I would like to put into my Dreamcatcher. I think I'm going to put one right there. And these actually are pieces of farm pig tusks. I volunteer at a animal rescue, the Devoted Barn in Holly, Michigan. And once a year, the farm pigs and the potbellies get their hooves trimmed and their tusks trimmed. And they saved me some. And some of them we cut down for beads. And then I have bigger ones that we're going to use to hang from the Dreamcatcher along with feathers. So you place your beads wherever you want. I guess if you put them, I've seen them only towards the middle. I tend to do that, but I've seen them where people put a bead like in between every stitch, and those are very pretty also. And I'm going to put another one on the next stitch. Oh, I have to keep track of where I'm at here. Let's see, that's the middle of that. So we're going to do a stitch right there. Also why I like the needle, because then you can get into those tight spaces. You know, I might tie it off right there, because then you're going to cover up any knots right at the end. So I'm going to cut this. Ooh, not that short. I need something to tie. Again, after this is all done, we're going to do a little bit of Gorilla Glue on all the knots to help hold them. All right, so that ends the webbing portion of this Dreamcatcher with the horseshoes. They're all going to look different, again, depending on which holes you use, or if you use them at all. And the spider webs, they're all unique, as will all of your Dreamcatchers be. I'm going to put on the feathers and the tusks, so we're going to do that portion next. So now that we have our horseshoe done, we're going to start putting the pretties on it. So I've kind of laid it out, I have a plan, and we'll see how well I can execute it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my string and I'm going to tie it and knot it. Maybe we may need to make our knot first, and then we'll just slip it over the top. And we're going to tie it tight. Then what we're going to do, we're going to put the string up in here. I have another bead. We're going to put the string on. I'm going to string them all first, and then I'm going to hang them. So I just want to double check that how that goes in. And it goes in quite well. So what I want to do on this string right here is I want to put just a dot of Gorilla Glue. So I kind of have a piece of papers where I can, not always the handiest with a Gorilla Glue, so I can kind of get everything squeezed down into the bottom, and I know there'll just be a drop there to put on the knot. Pull that up in. So that should hold that nice like that. And string. So that's exactly what we're going to do for all 4 of these. So those are my feathers, and now I'm going to string my farm hog tusks. I have 2 strings. So I'm going to just put and this is the same thread that I used for the Dreamcatcher portion. So I was thinking I would do like a double knot. I want these tusks to hang a little different lengths. And that way my bead will cover my knot. So I'm just going to string the rest of these beads and then do the same thing with this one. I have trouble getting my thread to go through, I just take a little piece of tape. I'm going to cut these the same length. And I sort of wrap it around it to make somewhat of a needle, just something thin that I can get through the beads, and I twist it. Then we'll go through the beads. All right, so now we've got everything strung, and we're going to attach it to the horseshoe. Now I want to attach my feathers first because then I want to position these lengthwise where I want them. I'm hoping the beads will just sort of work out like I planned, but you never know, so I want to save those for last. I'm going to just take those out of the way. And again, everybody ties their knots different. Hopefully this video is just going to get you a good idea to get you started, and then you kind of do your own thing, the way you knot it, the way you put your beads, and everything like that. So I'm going to go through these are going to go in these bottom holes, and then these are going to go in these holes. I'm saving these for what I'm going to hang with. We'll tie another knot. So I'm going to do the same thing with my other three, and then we'll decide how to hang basically the same thing with these. But let me just go through. I'm going to trim some of these strings off so I'm not fighting with them. All right, so there are your feathers. And now we're going to basically do the same thing with our tusks. I'm going to do them both on each side of this center point. When we glue it, some of the glue will go onto the horseshoe, so that will sort of hold that knot in place in the back. Yep, I think if we just take it just like we did that, I'll have my links the way I want them. Yeah, there's some room for movement. And we'll try it again. Now the last thing we need to do is to make something to hang your dream catcher from. I always cut way too much string because I'd rather have too much than not enough. So what I try to do is to go in on that side, and then I'm going to pull that through. All right, so you want something like that to hang from. So now we're going to go in that hole. Since this one wrapped around the outside, we'll do the same thing with this one. Got everything even. Couple more knots. Cut off the strings, and there you have it. The only thing I'm still going to do is I'm going to go back through and Gorilla Glue up all my knots. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Like if you did, subscribe, questions, comments, let me know. They're fun to do, easy. I hope to make a video again soon to see what other crafts we're gonna do. Thank you for watching. Bye.